Mary Alice Dorrance Malone is one of the most fascinating figures in modern business, not just because of her vast fortune and status as the largest shareholder in Campbell Soup Company, but also because of the understated way she carries her responsibilities and wealth. Malone's life, with its mix of family legacy, business acumen, and personal passions, offers an insightful narrative about the interplay between old money, corporate governance, and personal fulfillment. Born in 1949 or 1950, Mary Alice is the granddaughter of John T. Dorrance, the inventor of condensed soup, which revolutionized both Campbell's and the food industry at large. Dorrance's innovation would go on to make Campbell's Soup one of the most recognizable brands in the world, a fact immortalized by Andy Warhol in his famed pop art. This legacy set the stage for Malone's position at the helm of the family empire. Mary Alice Dorrance grew up as part of one of America's wealthiest families, with the Dorrances tightly linked to the fate of the Campbell Soup Company. Her father, John T. Dorrance Jr., was the last family member to serve as the CEO of the company, maintaining the family's influence over the corporation until his death in 1989. The passing of her father triggered a pivotal moment for both Mary and her siblings, Bennett Dorrance and John Dorrance III, as they inherited approximately 1/3 of the company's shares. As heirs to the Campbell fortune, they faced both the opportunities and challenges of managing a multi-billion-dollar business that was deeply embedded in the American cultural landscape. Educated at the University of Arizona, where she earned a degree in English, Malone's educational background suggests a broad perspective, one not strictly tied to business. This liberal arts foundation likely informed her holistic view of the world, allowing her to nurture not only the family business, but also her personal interests. After her graduation, she didn't dive directly into the corporate world, but instead followed a passion that had long captivated her: horses. Malone's passion for equestrian sports is a defining feature of her life outside of Campbell's. In 1976, she founded Iron Spring Farm, a breeding and training facility that has become world-renowned for its excellence in dressage and jumping horses. The farm, with its sprawling estates in Pennsylvania and Florida, has become a testament to Malone's dedication to the equestrian arts. Iron Spring Farm breeds some of the finest Dutch warmblood and Friesian horses, and it has played an essential role in the competitive dressage community. This part of her life reflects an interesting duality. While Campbell's corporate boardrooms and stock exchanges dominate her public persona, her personal life is grounded in the careful, deliberate work of horse breeding. Horses demand patience, discipline, and a long-term vision, qualities that can easily be mirrored in her approach to corporate governance. Despite the enormous financial weight she carries due to her shares in Campbell's, Malone has chosen to lead a somewhat private life, focusing much of her energy on her farm and her children, and stepping into the limelight only when necessary. Malone's ascent in the world of corporate governance began in 1990, a year after her father's death, when she was elected to Campbell's board of directors. She didn't initially take a central leadership role, but rather worked behind the scenes, ensuring the company remained in family hands. This, however, is no easy feat when a family-owned business transitions into a public company. Campbell's had gone public in 1954, and while the family retained a significant share of ownership, there were increasing pressures from outside investors. These tensions came to a head in the late 2010s when activist investors, led by hedge fund manager Daniel Loeb of Third Point LLC, agitated for a change in the company's leadership and strategy, claiming that the Dorrance family had lost its grip on the business. Malone and her brother Bennett Dorrance, however, stood firm, working to maintain control of Campbell's during a period when its market position was facing challenges. These family battles reflect a larger tension between tradition and modernity, loyalty and innovation. Under her influence, Campbell's has remained a staple in American households, producing iconic brands like V8, Pepperidge Farm's Swanson, and Goldfish crackers. Malone's ability to guide the company through tumultuous times, both in terms of market challenges and internal family dynamics, underscores her strength as a leader. While Campbell's has not been without its struggles in recent years, with shifts in consumer preferences away from processed foods and toward fresh, organic products, the company has consistently adapted, acquiring companies like Bolthouse Farms and Snyder's Lance to diversify its portfolio. Being an heir to a fortune like the Dorrances can be both a privilege and a burden. Malone's wealth is vast, estimated at around $4 billion, but it is deeply tied to Campbell's stock, meaning that her fortunes rise and fall with the company's performance. This intrinsic connection between her personal wealth and Campbell's success means that her role in the company's governance is not simply a matter of maintaining a family tradition, it is a financial imperative. Campbell's, founded in 1869 by Joseph Campbell and Abraham Anderson, was initially a modest venture producing canned tomatoes, vegetables, jellies, and soups. However, John T. Dorrance's discovery of how to condense soup in 1897 would change the course of the company and the food industry. By removing water from the soup, Dorrance made it cheaper to produce, easier to transport, and longer lasting, an innovation that would turn Campbell's into a household name. For Mary Alice, preserving this legacy is no small task, especially in an era where consumers are more health-conscious and demanding than ever before. The history of Campbell's is replete with stories of innovation and marketing genius. The iconic red and white soup can, immortalized by Andy Warhol in his famous series of pop art prints, is a symbol of Americana, and Campbell's soup ads have become embedded in the collective memory of the American consumer. Yet despite this cultural status, the company has faced declining sales in its core soup products in recent decades, as consumers increasingly shift toward fresh, organic, and health-conscious alternatives. This has forced Campbell's to reinvent itself multiple times. Under Malone's watch, the company has expanded its portfolio to include more health-oriented products, including organic lines and fresh foods. Additionally, the acquisition of Snyder's Lance, a snack company, for $4.87 billion in 2018 marked one of the largest transactions in Campbell's history, demonstrating the company's commitment to staying competitive in a rapidly evolving market. One of the most intriguing aspects of Malone's story is the family dynamics that play out within Campbell's. With more than 40% of the company's shares still held by Dorrance descendants, Campbell's is both a public company and a family business. This duality creates a complex web of loyalties and tensions. Over the years, the Dorrance family has remained largely united in their desire to keep Campbell's within the family's control, but that has not come without challenges. For instance, her brother John Dorrance III, known as Ippy, sold off a significant portion of his stock in the 1990s and moved to Ireland, essentially relinquishing his influence over the company. In contrast, Mary and Bennett have stayed deeply involved, with Mary Alice becoming the largest shareholder, holding roughly 15% of the company. In recent years, activist investors like Daniel Loeb have tried to wrest control of the company away from the family, arguing that new leadership and strategies were needed to reverse declining sales. This battle came to a head in 2018 when Loeb's Third Point hedge fund launched a campaign to overhaul Campbell's board, proposing a sale of the company. Malone and her allies successfully fought off the challenge, but it underscored the delicate balance she must maintain between honoring her family's legacy and responding to the pressures of modern capitalism. Mary Alice Dorrance Malone's life is a study in contrasts. She is a billionaire heiress with a passion for horses, a businesswoman guiding a global food conglomerate, and a mother and divorcee who has experienced the personal challenges that come with wealth and power. Her role in shaping the future of Campbell's will likely continue to be scrutinized by both investors and business historians, as the company navigates an uncertain future in an ever-changing food industry. But perhaps what is most striking about Malone is her quiet strength. She has never sought the limelight in the way other billionaires have, nor has she used her wealth as a platform for celebrity. Instead, she has focused on what matters most to her: her family, her horses, and the company that her grandfather helped build. In doing so, she has become an emblem of both the privilege and the weight that comes with being a Dorrance heir.
Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe for more Billionaire Bio videos and to help the YouTube algorithm. Let us know if there are any billionaires you'd like us to review.